Okay, just lining up the outer, using the outer sill to check the alignment of the replacement floor to sill panel. So what I've done, I've braced the outer sill in position on the A post and B post using some clamps, and then what we're doing, clean the floor up, all the under seals off. I've trimmed back that floor edge. I just took a rough cut, actually, oversized cut, so now I'm going to make the final cut back. We'll mark down this line, I'm probably not far off there, and just trim that so we get the butt weld joint. Then we can obviously, we know it's going to fit between there and there. There's a little bit of a millimetre gap where you have the inner sill goes between those two pieces. But this is a method to get you, when you're doing your floor pan edge, to make sure it's going to meet up parallel with the lip of the sill. So that's the technique that I've done. I don't know if it's a standard idea, that I just sort of went along and thought, well, that seems to be the right way to do it. That's assuming that your posts haven't moved at all. I've spray painted and marked them so I know where they were. I don't think they've moved, and this certainly hasn't moved, so everything in line there, that should work. So we should get a nice clean floor edge there. I'll just put a piece of metal between those two faces, just in case it makes any difference. I don't think it will. You just flex the bottom of the sill out a bit, but I can see that you can see the gap actually here where you'd have the inner piece. So I'll just check that everything's okay before we finalise this. Otherwise, I suppose you'd have a millimetre of curvature sticking out there. I don't think it'd make much difference. Anyway, that's where we're up to there. An interesting one for you. Remove the floor bungs, the floor pan bungs, and there's oil inside the floor pan bung, engine oil. How that's got there, I don't know. Interesting. We're going to get the front end of a Cortina, the back end of a Cortina, a welder. We just need the bit in the middle. Okay, I'm investigating the extent of the rot on the passenger side footwell, starting from where the sill runner meets the forward A post, and we're going to lift up the under seal and just have a look to see how far it goes down. I'm going to start by heating up the blade of the hot air of the scraper with a hot air gun, and then we'll peel it away, the floor under seal, just to see how far back it goes. Okay, I'll just set this camera up because it's a one-man band. This blade up with a hot air gun. Push the blade in. Carry on warming the under seal. just so it's soft. I'm not going all the way back, I'm just going to do this front lip just to see. So that's why I'm digging in first here halfway, just to see how far back it actually goes, the rust. Just to expose that seam there where the floor pan meets the bulkhead lower half. There's the seam there, coming up now. Let's have a look at that. So the camera can see, I'll come from that angle. Sorry about that, camera went over there. Right, sorry about the noise. Right, I've exposed the floor bulkhead to floor pan seam just to see the damage, and it's intact, nice and solid. Obviously where the usual hole is on the footwell, but that's what we're going to do today, plate this up. We'll fix all this area as far as, I'm going to go as far as there. I'm going to treat the higher part at a separate job. I'm going to go up here. I'm not replacing the lower bulkhead. I'm going to patch the lower bulkhead because it's not too bad. I don't want to be pulling that lower bulkhead out. Look at that seam there onto the transmission tunnel and down. It's the whole front end of the car. I just think that plating is more appropriate for my level of skill rather than a bulkhead replacement. It's just too far for me to go.